Muslims around the world have been watching with some trepidation what the White House calls a summit on extremism, because while the White House clearly doesn't intend to offend an entire religion, some American Muslim groups fear the summit could cause more harm than good. One of America's largest Muslim communities is in the suburbs of Detroit. BC O'Leary is there and filed this report.
To have to go through something like that in front of your family, that must have been difficult.
It was. And, you know, because, I'm sorry, I think about my kids and I think about their future.
After a vacation in Florida, Darlene Hyder, her husband, and 4 small children boarded a Delta Airlines flight headed home to Dearborn, Michigan. Shortly before takeoff, Hyder says that a female passenger turned to her and said, "This is America."
I felt as if though the comment that "this is America" was targeted towards my hijab, because I couldn't think of any other reason why someone would tell me this is America.
Hyder, an Arab-American Muslim, says the situation escalated from there. Another passenger used a cell phone to capture the exchange between the Hyders and a flight attendant, who they say demanded the family move to seats in the back of the plane. Hyder has since filed a complaint with claiming discrimination.
Towards the end of the altercation, I'm sorry, my son, who's 7, told me, he's like, "Mom, you should give her the MLK speech." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Mom, you should tell her that, you know, how he has a dream." He's like, "I have a dream."
Hyder's fears shared among many Muslims across the country. Just a week ago, 3 Muslim students in North Carolina were killed, all shot in the head. A few days later, in Rhode Island, an Islamic school was vandalized with anti-Islamic graffiti. And in January in Texas, protesters disrupted a rally by Muslims who were calling for religious tolerance.
In terms of the heightened level of bigotry directed against our community, we stand today far worse off than we really did even on September 12th, 2001.
So it's getting worse.
It certainly is getting worse.
Fatina Edraba is the Michigan director of the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee. She says complaints pour in by the day.
We're urging community members to be vigilant, and we are asking of law enforcement and anybody else that we could work with to help institute mechanisms and ways.
All this in the background as the White House holds its conference on countering violent extremism. The Obama administration has avoided linking the meeting to violence by any particular group, but some American Muslim leaders feel that Muslims are being singled out.
We feel that this type of framework isn't actually helping Americans be safer, and particularly American Muslims.
Dawud Walid with the Council on American Islamic Relations is concerned that the conference could incite hate.
There have been a number of attacks on Muslims here on U.S. soil. Do you think that this could add fuel to the fire?
I strongly believe that any framework bolstering the current perception that American Muslims are somehow a threat to the American way of life is putting American Muslims in potential risk or potential harm.
Am I more aware? Yes, but I refuse to fear going out to where I need to go.
Delta Airlines is investigating Hyder's accusations. She says she's not looking for money, but wants the company to make changes to ensure that what happened to her and her family doesn't happen to anyone else. BC O'Leary, Al Jazeera, Detroit.